chief economist at the Milken Institute, William Lee. It is a pleasure to have you on board here as we try and parse the fallout from all of this. You know, you point out that this shutdown is different. Specifically, you say because the Trump administration will turn what is normally a short disruption into a permanent mechanism to restructure the government. Can you explain a little bit more about that?
Sure. The traditional shutdowns that we've had since President Reagan have been ones where both sides are arguing for small strategic gains, whether it's border war funding or allowing one or two pieces of legislation to pass. Right now, the Democrats have raised the stakes to the point where they're trying to legislate using the leverage of the shutdown. And I think the Trump administration is strategically answering by saying, oh, wow, we can use the shutdown opportunity to accelerate what we've done with DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency under Elon Musk, and really reshape the size of government and fulfill our promise to the electorate to reduce the size of government and reduce regulations. So I think the Trump administration is looking at this as a real strategic opportunity to carry on its promises that it started under DOGE.
Which for the Democrats, it becomes even more treacherous politically and otherwise. You say that the Democrats, they're not tinkering, right? They want budget changes. They want to roll back key Trump policy, especially on things like health care. How do you believe that will affect the length of the shutdown and the effect it actually will have on the economy?
Well, I think the metaphor to use is that in the past, shutdown negotiations and brinksmanship has been a game of checkers. Right now, they're all playing chess. The Democrats have some real backfilling to do in terms of trying to protect themselves from the far left. And the Trump administration is trying to gain by saying, well, if the Democrats are being weakened by both sides, that is, that the middle is trying to hold and the left is trying to attack, we're going to use this as a leverage to try to get our agenda put in place even faster before the midterm elections and allow the electorate to have an opportunity to vote. So I think the kind of brinksmanship that's going on now is a whole different level than what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and it's interesting because you call this a transformative moment in American governance. That's a profound statement. And you say that's something rooted in what President himself said just a little while ago from the Oval Office. And I'm quoting him now, that a lot of good can come from shutdowns. He really is taking on exactly what you say, right? He's saying, look, we need to finish the job that the DOGE cuts started.
Very much so. And Elon Musk's famous phrase is work fast and break things, right? And I think that's exactly what's going on. They're willing to break a lot of things in order to try to fix them in a way that is consistent with smaller government, fewer regulations, and lower taxes. And that was the Make America Great promise that he got elected on. And I think President Trump, more than anybody else, knows that he's got two years to make good on his promises because he becomes completely lame duck after that. So his strategy is one of moving fast and breaking things.
In breaking things, though, he cannot afford to break the economy. This so far has not had any effect on the stock market per se. Do you worry about its effects on the real economy? And when do you start to worry about that? I mean, do we get 10 days out, 2 weeks out?
If you look at all the past shutdowns that have occurred, the majority of them have actually resulted in higher stock markets afterwards, because it seems as though what comes about after the shutdown has been an efficiency gain on the part of the government. Right now, we stand on the edge of maybe even the biggest efficiency gain that we've ever seen. So I'm really quite optimistic that after this shutdown, the economy will be able to work much better because we'll have a smaller government, fewer taxes, and smaller regulations. But the danger, of course, is that when you fire a lot of people and downsize the government, you lose a lot of expertise. And there are a lot of very smart federal workers. I used to work at the Federal Reserve, and fortunately, the Federal Reserve is not part of this shutdown movement. But nevertheless, a lot of good people in Treasury and in all the bureaus of commerce that are out there collecting data, those people, if they're lost, will be a real bullet in the head for the U.S. economy.
Yeah, and a lot of effects already. We will unlikely to see jobs numbers on Friday, for instance. William Lee, we are smarter for your insights, though, in terms of the effects of this shutdown. We'll continue to follow it with you. William Lee for us from Los Angeles. Appreciate it.